Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul. In case you are new here, we are here to get some information out for you today. This is going to be a message from the universe just for you. Not likely to be a love reading, although I may touch on a couple things here and there, but this is pretty much just for you, my dear. I'm going to give you a little bit of a PSA. If you don't want to hear about tower moments or an impending tower moment, I would skip away because it seems like, my dear, you are about to go through a pretty big tower moment and transitional period in your life. Of course, it's going to be for the better of you and your soul development and your personal growth. But yeah, there's definitely a tower moment coming. Take a look at that imagery right here. In fact, this archetype even talks about this card being reminiscent of tower moment energy. So let me dive into it, what this is all about. Essentially, first of all, this has been divinely timed. Your soul knew it was coming. So this is something you wanted to experience. I don't know if you guys are familiar with soul contracts and whatnot. I personally believe in them, that we sort of know what we're signing up for a little bit before we incarnate, to have certain experiences with other souls, other people, to heal karma, yada, yada, yada. There's something to do with a soul contract coming through here. So this could be you meeting a person that's going to be influential, or having a certain experience or situation come up in your life. But for the vast majority of you, what I'm seeing here is that it's coming from within. So you're going to be having some pretty big wake-up calls about you yourself as a person and experiences that you've already had, almost like a rehashing of those and seeing things through a new light. I'm going to read a little bit about the River card for you to get some more perspective, but you are about to enter into this transitional phase where it's almost going to feel like a rebirthing process when you're done with it. When it's all said and done, you're going to feel like a totally new person. And it is going to be a bit surreal. And I also see you resisting it a little bit here. So I'll dive into that. First, I want to read a bit about the River card. I opened up to that page for us. This should give some more insight. Basically, I'm just seeing you having some big revelations about your own thought patterns, your way of being, maybe some old connections of yours. You'll start seeing them through a different lens. You'll start understanding why certain people came into your life and what the grander purpose was. You're just going to be doing a lot of introspecting and awakening to some pretty powerful things. And it's gonna feel like a tower moment because you're going to be shifting and changing so much after having those revelations come through. Okay, but we have the river, the stream, the flow, the current. There is a reason so many rituals of change and rebirth take place in the river. It is forgiveness embodied in physical form. Without asking anything in return, the river washes away what is no longer necessary, smoothing over sharp edges and accepting all of our mistakes and grievances. Once we step in, we are no longer in control. The river carries us further down the stream of transformation than we planned to go. The waters have a special gift for reflecting back to us a new and dreamlike vision. Once the tears have passed, we see ourselves as we haven't before, with a little more lightness, grace, and fluidity. Keep in mind that the you that stands within the river is the real you, full of deep emotion and potential. Nothing to hide, nothing to judge. May you drink in the sight of your true self. That basically sums up everything that I'm trying to convey to you guys right now. That's the dominant energy of what's going on here. It's like you're going to be entering this metaphorical river for the purpose of transmutation of old energy that is no longer serving you. So there's just going to be a lot of things that are going to be surfacing for you to acknowledge. Again, past connections, current connections with other people, likely situations you're going to be seeing differently. It'll be almost like the universe is showing you what you were meant to learn from those situations so that you can move past them and kind of put it to rest. Some old patterns, like thought patterns and behavioral patterns, may be washed away as you no longer see it matching your current vibration. Basically, all of the negative stuff that's no longer serving you is going to be washed away, and in replacement of that, I see you again going through a bit of a rebirthing process. and becoming anew. It's like you're really going to be awakening in a big way. Right now, you're kind of in that transitional phase where it hasn't come into full fruition yet, and it's going to take some time. I don't think this is going to be just one singular event or moment that's going to wake you up. It's almost like universe is giving you a bit of a heads up that you're going to be going through a pretty big awakening process, and it's likely that it's going to take some time. Again, this isn't likely to happen overnight. You might go through a series of months where you're having big revelation after big revelation coming through, and when it's all said and done, so to speak, even though it's a continual process, you're going to be looking back at your old self with a different lens. Again, you're going to, where was it? You're going to be looking at your old self with more grace, love, and understanding. You're going to forgive yourself. You're going to be forgiving other people. It's like you're going to be understanding why all of these things had to happen for your highest good. And again, if you believe in soul contracts and stuff like that, you might start to see some of the negative situations and connections in your life with more grace. You're going to understand that at the end of the day, those people and situations may have been brought into your life to help you awaken and to evolve as a person and as a soul. I think oftentimes people give like karmic relationships a negative viewpoint, and I was one of them at one point in time. I viewed all the karmic connections in my life as bad. I wanted to label them as negative and bad, and we want to get rid of our karmics and stuff like that. And yes, of course, if it's a toxic situation, get away from that. You don't deserve that. Take care of yourself. But not all karmic connections are bad, so to speak. They are in fact there to help us to get rid of unhealthy behavioral patterns. Like in my own life, for example, a lot of my karmic connections have been there to teach me to set firm and healthy boundaries, because I had people-pleasing tendencies. And I, tended to be a little bit more submissive. Like if somebody was bullying me or pushing me around, I kind of just let that happen. I didn't really stand up for myself or fight back. So a lot of my karmic lessons through other people have been there to teach me to have a freaking backbone, stand up for myself and speak up, and also to set healthy boundaries to prevent further issues, right? So at the end of the day, even though like our karmic connections may not always be the happiest, they're often very hot and cold and turbulent, they are there to show us things that need to be changed and shifted. So I think that you're really going to start seeing the world much differently. You might be awakening to those potentials. You're going to be viewing old connections of yours and current connections through different eyes, essentially. You're going to just be seeing it as like there's a purpose behind the pain, there's a purpose behind the experience, that there's something greater going on behind the scenes than what just seems to be on surface level. You're also going to be spending some more time reflecting about yourself, forgiving yourself for not being perfect in the past, and I really see a big wave of relief coming towards you when this is all said and done. And of course, it never is. Everything is a continuous journey. It's never technically over with. But there's going to be like a big shift coming for you, and you're going to be looking at things much differently when that happens. So tower moment, but you are going to be resisting it. I do see some element of you fighting this for a while. And that's quite common, when it comes to tower moments. It's not like we usually don't like them when they're happening to us, right? It's only in hindsight when we look back that we understand what we were meant to gain from that experience. So I do see you resisting for a little while, but you're going to pull through that. Like the universe is going to take you for this roller coaster ride, whether you want to or not, from what I can see here. And it's something that your soul had agreed upon before incarnation, from what I can see as well. You're kind of in this in-between state right now. In fact, they're going to have me note a couple things from the Bardo for you, because that's powerful. Bear with me for 1 second. Yeah, because we have the liminal, the in-between, and the transition. All right. When it's light, we have spaciousness, grace, forgiveness, and truth. A lot of that is going to be coming in for you, especially when this is all said and done and you've already gone through this bit of a big change, right? When it's imbalanced, we have torment, dislocation, hallucination, and transience. So that's kind of what it's going to be like when you're resisting it, from what I can see here. But please remember, you have free will, and like, you have the choice. You don't have to resist these changes if you don't want to. I'm just reading what the cards are showing me right now is what is probable, but you have the choice. Like, if after this reading you're recognizing this impending tower moment and you're intuitively feeling it coming towards you, you can consciously choose to not resist it and to be at more of a peaceful state towards it, and that may even like help speed up the process for you, because when we're resisting things, it can just put up blockages and stuff like that. So you have the conscious choice to avoid that. Never underestimate your own power and free will. Free will is always honored. Even the creator doesn't like interfere with free will. It's one of the most beautiful gifts that we are given is the gift of choice, to even alter our own destiny. No matter how fated someone or something is for you, we always have free will, and we can choose to take a different path if we like. So anyway, let's get out some tarot. I'm going to see what additional messages we can get out for you, any additional clarity I can bring to this situation. Spiritual team, what can you tell me about this? Yeah, a lot of things that you've been chained to. Yeah, particularly karmic people, situations, and patterns that have been binding you and making you feel stuck and chained. You're going to be releasing those. Yeah. Some hidden secrets are going to be surfacing as well. Secrets about yourself and others. And I think that you're really going to be choosing to let that go. You are definitely entering into a hermit mode soon, from what I can see here. A big period of deep introspection. You might be feeling a pull to isolate more. Not in an unhealthy way. Like, please don't be unhealthy or anything like that. When I say isolation, I mean spending more time alone, reflecting, in meditation, taking walks in nature. That is what I'm referring to, okay? You might make a conscious choice to spend more time alone. That happens to me whenever I go through a hermit phase, as I call it, where it's like socialization becomes draining to me because I want to spend more time alone in meditation, for example, not because of like depression or something like that. And honestly, you guys, if you feel like you're depressed or you need counseling or something, please go get help. That is not what I'm referring to here. I am referring to like more time in meditation, connecting to the divine, and intentionally choosing to stay away from people, places, and things that are draining your energy in search of healing and rejuvenation. That is what I'm referring to, and that is what I'm seeing here. Yes, you are going to be spending more time healing. There are going to be things you're going to be recovering from. You might start seeing certain people in your life, not with like an angry lens, like you think that they're like you just want to cut them out because they're horrible people, but you might start seeing that the reason they were brought into your life was to actually help you heal, and that they're no longer serving your highest good because you've learned that lesson and you're ready to say goodbye. So you might be cutting ties with people that aren't serving your highest good anymore. You know, they're dragging you down, or your vibrations just don't match any longer. You might be cutting those ties. It's also likely to be mindsets, like karmic patterns and mindsets that you're choosing to cut out and eliminate because you've healed from that, you've learned that lesson, and it's time to move on. There are big secrets going to be revealed to you about you and other people. And again, it's almost like secrets of the universe are going to be coming through too. So very, very, very interesting. And I think when this is all said and done, as I've been saying, even though it is a continuous process, you're going to feel much more refreshed and rejuvenated, and you're going to feel like you've been healing, and it's going to be very, very positive. The calm after the storm, so to speak. The star comes after the Tower card in tarot for a reason. It's like after the storm happens, we feel like reborn and healed, right? More often than not, or at least that's what I'm seeing in this situation for you. Let's get out some oracle cards. Actually, you know what? I'm feeling called to pull away from the tarot. Let's do some oracle cards now. I want to see what's going to come out for you. What else can you tell me about what's coming? Spiritual team. That could be part of it too. Processing your feelings. It's gonna feel, oh yeah, hold on one second, you guys. We have Capricorn, Virgo, and Aquarius coming out. I didn't want to forget before I covered up the cards. You're going to be processing your feelings a lot more. Maybe that's one of the lessons that you've been meant to learn throughout this journey, was to not bottle up your feelings. If somebody is mistreating you, or if you need to establish better boundaries with a person, you're gonna feel like you can cut out the people who are mistreating you and process your feelings properly, instead of people pleasing or just trying to keep the peace while sacrificing your own emotional well-being. Also, if you've had a tendency to bottle up your feelings and not think about them and not want to deal with them, you're going to be able to handle things a lot differently from what I can see here. At least that's what's coming for you from what I can see. Processing your feelings, understanding your feelings, acknowledging them is coming. That's a big lesson that you're meaning to learn through this. This whole process, for some reason I'm getting stumbly with my words. I'm just having a hard time articulating what I'm seeing here, you guys. So just bear with me. Stay in integrity. Yeah, there might be connections in your life right now that are testing you to a certain degree. Like you feel like they're always trying to pull you in a direction you don't want to be in. Particularly if you have people that have not so good habits and stuff like that, such as like heavy drinking or gossiping or things that aren't high vibrational behaviors. You may be choosing to walk away from connections like that in favor of seeking out connections that are more high vibe in that sense. And again, I'm not knocking people at all whatsoever. Like everybody is on their own journey and gets to make their own choices. But if you hate gossiping, for example, but half of your friends are huge gossipers, you might start feeling really uncomfortable in their presence because you're like, oh, you know, can we not talk about so-and-so like that? You know, can we talk about something nice that's going on in our lives, right? And so you might be feeling a pull to get away from those types of people because it's just not aligning with your own sense of integrity anymore, you know? I don't see you like being negative or lashing out on people. I'm just saying like you're going to start noticing that certain connections of yours just don't vibe with you anymore, and you're going to be choosing to walk away from those people, places, and things because they're just not aligning with you anymore, basically. You're going to be feeling a pull to go in a new direction, and I do see that new people, your soul tribe is going to be entering. You might have some new soulmates and higher level soul connections coming through once you release some of the more toxic ones or the ones that are dragging you down. Because, you know, I always talk about the law of attraction on my channel. We always, like, our inner world is always reflected in our outer world. So when you raise your vibration, your outer world is going to reflect that. As you eliminate the negative or toxic mindsets and people, places, situations, and whatnot, you're going to start magnetizing things that are matching your new higher vibe energy. So new people will be coming your way that are more peaceful. Going back to the gossiping example, if you release some of the friends or whatever that are gossiping about you, you might have like a lack or like a space open, and then the universe is going to be able to help fill that with friends that are more supportive and positive. You know, the two of you or the group, you guys as a group will talk about healing and positivity and, you know, not gossipy stuff, basically. I don't know how else to put that. I assume you guys get what I am alluding to here. And it doesn't have to just be that situation. Again, listen to your intuition about whatever it is for your particular situation. And I do see you listening to your intuition more than ever before. You may even be having some psychic gifts start activating more and more as you raise your vibration and you tune in a little bit and you release a lot of this heavy baggage, basically. So lovely, positive. Let's get out a couple more message cards for you. Yeah, they wanted me to see that real quickly. Let me pull it out. I saw that card coming out. We have tame and attain. So things in moderation. You might also be like switching up your diet and stuff like that too. Like if you've had a tendency to overconsume caffeine or sugar or something like that. You may start realizing that a proper balance is necessary. You may be choosing to cut some things out of your life that aren't healthy for you and integrate more healthy behaviors like more exercise, more fresh air, more vitamin D and stuff like that, and keeping a good balance. So just little things like that I think you're going to be waking up to. You're about to go through a glow up, that is for sure. You are definitely going to be going through a glow up soon, my dear. No doubt about that. You know, just because we're going to be going through a tower moment doesn't mean it's not going to eventually lead to that lovely glow up, right? Because the tower moments, when they happen to us, although they can sometimes feel uncomfortable while it is going on, again, like I already mentioned, in hindsight, we can look back and we can see that the foundation of those old towers was built on rocky ground, and it had to come crumbling down because it wasn't serving our highest good, right? Maybe it served us at one point in time on our journey, but, you know, things come to an end. Things come in phases. One of the universal laws is the law of constant change, right? I see you cultivating more abundance. That could be part of it too. Maybe you have, like, you're currently exhibiting some lack mentality behaviors, like you feel like your current job just isn't vibing with you anymore, but you stay with it anyway because you feel desperate and you need the money. And I'm not saying, like, please, I'm not telling you to go quit your job right now. This is just a tarot reading. You make your own decisions here. But you might, maybe you have like a dream, like you've always had this dream job, but you've been too afraid to pursue it because you didn't know how the money would come in or something like that. You may be making a choice to be brave and go after that goal, even if you aren't 100% sure of how it's all going to work out. You might be having some faith to go pursue that goal anyway and kind of let the universe support you on your path. And another thing too with lack mentality is that, again, like our inner world is always reflected into our outer world. So if we're constantly, you know, affirming things like, I'm broke, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't like my job, but I keep it anyway, blah, 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 blah. Like you're always telling the universe you don't have something, your outer world is going to mirror that to you. And the universe is going to keep confirming what you are affirming and showing you that you don't have it. So you might shift things a little bit and start to, you know, focus on the positive more, which will help you to cultivate more abundance. Because instead of saying, I'm broke, I don't have money, you'll start saying, hey, I got enough, I'm grateful for what I already have. And then the universe is going to, ironically enough, bring you more of that. Some of you guys just look into law of attraction stuff. I talk about that a lot for a reason. Mind over matter. And your thoughts really do help you create your reality, whether it's a reality you want or don't want. So your thought patterns are very important. And I see you kind of working through that a lot. Prayer answered. Universe also wants you to know that some of the prayers and some of the things that you've been hoping for and trying to manifest are in fact coming towards you. Again, likely when you release some of the lower vibrational stuff from your life, you'll finally be able to call forth the things that you've been hoping and praying for. Let's get a couple more cards out. It's like, I'll give you guys my cup analogy. I'm getting a card out, and then just in case you're new here and you've never heard me say it before, I talk about it all the time on my channel for a reason. I'll have to like create a illustration. I'm gonna, you know what, I'll work on that. I'll make an illustration for you guys so I can just show you a picture instead of like always trying to describe it. But let's say you have a cup and it's like full to here with murky, nasty, stagnant water, right? But the universe over here has a cup full to the brim with bright, sparkling, shining, pristine, healthy water, okay? And the water is representing your current blessings, okay? You don't want to pour this cup of pristine, beautiful, new blessings into that old cup of murky water. First of all, because it would overflow and it would just create a mess that just doesn't work out that way. And you don't want to mix the beautiful, pristine water in with this murky, stuck, stagnant water, right? So what do you have to do first? You pour out the old cup of water that's no longer serving you. It's not helping you, so that the universe can finally give you your blessings and bring them to you. You have to get rid of the old first. You have to create that space for that blessing to come through, right? So when we eliminate the negative stuff from our life, like the old patterns and mindsets that are no longer serving us, we create that gap and that space for the universe to be able to bring in the new that is currently serving us. Okay? Comparing yourself to others keeps you stuck in a cycle of guilt and shame and continues to separate you from your blessings. It keeps you small. Understand that everyone has their own journey, which always unfolds in divine timing. Yours will come. When you hold on to the past, it stops you from living in the present. Release any old hurts or worries or regrets. Commit to being in the here and now. Forgive yourself for where you think you may have been wrong. You deserve inner peace. Let it go. Yeah, that is so true, you guys. Absolutely so true. Meditation, you guys know I'm always in favor of prayer and meditation, seeking guidance from above. Remember that not only in this world do you have people, like physical people that you can call on when you need help, but we all have guardian angels and spirit guides that are there that have our backs as well. I pray to like a whole plethora. If you guys hear me say spiritual team, I pray to God first, of course, creator, source, then Jesus, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Samuel, so on and so forth. So you have a whole divine team that has your back, that you can call upon for support and guidance, you know, whenever you need to, if you feel called, of course. So, and it seems like for some of you guys, you literally have been hoping and praying for some things, and your divine team wants you to know that they have your back and that they've been listening to your prayers. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to leave this here. I'm not feeling called to pull anything else. If the reading resonated, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stick around for some more in the future. And I certainly hope to see you around again. Bye for now.